Hello, everybody. Welcome to come to my little talk here. I am a game developer in Coding Kingdom, and I usually do a lot of game designs, and sometimes I teach game development and coding to students as well. So today we are going on the topic of Roblox and Roblox Studio. So some of you may not know what exactly that is. It's basically a very broad platform existing way before 2010. It's a platform for game development, and there's currently a lot of fuzz going on around the topic of Roblox with the metaverse, of course, and a lot of game development topics are already springing up because, of course, the Roblox is throwing in a lot of money into metaverse and whatnot. So there's a lot of talk and a lot of praises around this topic, but not really actually any practical demonstration or even a hands-on experience on what Roblox actually is. So I would like to talk to you about this, and I would like to introduce to you in a more hands-on workshop sort of way today. And it is Roblox Studio. It's basically a all-in-one solution for production, distribution, and monetization for games. And you can sort of think of this as like a Facebook post where you can, type your status or your comments, whatever, and then you can put it online, and the millions of users can see it. And well, not millions, at least your friends, your family, and probably Mark Zuckerberg will be able to see it. And yeah, and Roblox Studio, sort of the same. You make a game, you publish it by clicking the button, and then million of other users or even the players can see it and just play it through their online platform, exactly like Twitter, Facebook, and so on. So we actually I would like to show you what it looks like in here. Hopefully everybody can see my screen right here. So let's say you're a new developer, right? Or maybe even you're an 8-year-old new developer, and you're really fascinated into in making games or even playing games. So you would like to make a really simple game to start start your game development journey, and maybe we can think about what kind of theme we can do with our game. So maybe something like Mario would be a good idea, kind of like a 3D sort of platformer thingy where you jump around things and you get through obstacles and so on. So how would one do it in Roblox Studio is the biggest question today. So hopefully everybody can see my screen here. Let me just quickly introduce what you see on the screen, which is the middle part here. You can see a sort of a big window here where I can move around, sort of hovering everything around here. There's currently nothing apparently except from this little really weird block in the middle. On your right hand side, there's the Explorer. This is a folder of which you can sort of find things around here when your scene sort of gets a little cluttered up. And then there's also the properties window, which we will be going over in a short minute. But basically, what you see, it's mostly what you get in here. In this case, I am hopping into my Roblox Studio. This is a brand new project, and there's apparently nothing here. And when let's say, publish this little quote-unquote game here, other people will still be able to see it because I have published it, but it's not much of a game right now. So maybe we should add some things to it to make it a little more interesting. So the first thing anybody could think of is probably some more environment, right? For now, it's pretty empty. I can just go on and just play a little game and see what the feel for it is. And just a moment while it loads. And there I go. I am now currently play testing my own game, quote unquote. And I am able to walk around in this empty world, but really not much to be done. So let's add some stuff to it. First thing you would like to add would be some sort of environment. And for environments, you can go up here. There's a terrain tool, which I can just click open it. And there's a lot of buttons around already. A lot of things are happening, but the most important button you have to remember, it's probably this generate button. When I click on it, you can see a lot of new configurations can be added in. So let's see what we want to do here. We want to do some sort of a Mario thingy, Mario 3D platformer thingy. So maybe we can add some plains to our terrain, or maybe some mountains or hills here. And all you have to do is just to click generate and wait for a quick second here, or a few. And as you can see, there are a lot of things already springing up around here. Ooh, look at that mountain. It's looking pretty good so far. And I can just hover around by using my WASD button on my keyboard. And as you can see, the grass is fresh. The air is nice here. A lot of us would actually love to move there. And very good. So this is Generate Terrain tool, where we can just, with a click of a button, a lot of the trouble of game development has already been solved here. We have a pretty good environment so far. But why do this? We can do things a lot more interesting too. So we have a sort of mountain looking thing here. It's not just the environment we can create. One of the good things about Roblox Studio is that you can drag in assets or even the models other creators have created and put it online on Roblox Studio. And it's all done within this Roblox Studio without having a third-party tool. So usually when you do, say, game development, say in Unity, you'll have to get onto the asset store, maybe pay a few extra bucks just to get some assets. Maybe you want a assets of I don't know, a balloon in your game, then you have to pay maybe like $2 to just to get that in there, and then you have to open a third-party tool to sort of make sure that it is a good model. Then you can import it into your, say, your game development tool, which is maybe sometimes Unity, sometimes Unreal Engine, and so on. But in Roblox Studio, it is quite intuitively done with that aspect of game development. You just go onto our view, which is up top in this tab, and toolbox, and we just open it. And let's say we want a car, let's say, right? And let me just search car in here. And well, I kind of like this one. This one looks pretty fancy. Well, I don't have a fancy car in real life, but I sure as heck can do here. Well, and I can sort of get into the game and play it. And as you know, every time we hop into the game, there has to be some kind of load time so that we can generate the environment and render everything. And all right, there's our new car right here. Pretty fresh, if I do say so myself, and I can just hop into it. All right, this is a little too loud for my taste, but I can probably go on all day with that car. But I'm pretty sure most of you don't want to hear the engine there. I didn't mean to rev the engine so high there, but there you go. It's not just car, of course. Obviously, I can just get something like a balloon, of course. And oh, there you go. There's like a Y range of balloon you can choose from already. But the point is, it is absolutely easy to develop in Roblox Studio. When you want to get some assets, you can just pull things out there. And to check its structure, you can just go into the Explorer and sort of, you know, mess around with it. This is especially good for younger developer or even like new developers, because it gets you a feel of what game development is without the hassle of actually learning 3D modeling or learning any other sort of third-party tools that are essential for other game engines. In Roblox Studio, all in one, easy. So let me just sort of delete this, because I don't think I've ever seen a car or a sports car in Mario. So let me just delete that. And let's get back into the terrain tool a little bit, because this may look a little too dull for a Mario game. Maybe we want to raise the stakes a little bit for our players, let's say. So let me just hop back onto our terrain tool right here up top. And let me just go to region. Or I can just do the added thing. Let me just add a few more interesting features. Like I can paint over this terrain to make it a little more interesting with this lump of I'm not really sure what that is, but it sure looks interesting. But I'm not going to keep that. I can paint some bricks into my environment. This is kind of out of place, so I don't want that either. But another thing I can do is I can select a big area like this. And I can just sort of fill it with lava because lavas are dangerous and it sort of raises the stakes a little bit. All right, so now we have a block of lava. And let me just move my spawn location so that I will spawn right on top of the lava, but not quite touching it. All right, this is looking pretty good so far. And since we're doing some sort of a mock-up Mario thing, then we might as well have some more platforms with us. So this thing is where the player will spawn, and we want to add platforms to it. So the way that we do this, it's not just by, pulling stuff that are already done by other people into the game, right? We sometimes have to throw in our own creativity and our own modeling skills as well. And in Roblox Studio, you can do modeling as well, which is kind of a premium feature, to be honest, for any other game engines. But in here, it's all in one, easy. So the way that you do modeling, it's go to the model tab right on top there. And then you can just click on this part button or this cube looking thing here. And there you go. There's your first ever model ever made in your career of game development. And as you can see, I'm moving things around, and there are a couple of tools you can utilize as well, including the move tool. I already covered that. You can move it up, you can move it down. You can do a lot of things with it. And we can scale it up a little bit, like this, with the scale tool up top here. And we can sort of move it a little bit up there so that it proves a tiny challenge for our player. And let me just duplicate this block also and then move it aside so that this is another step of our little platform game. And usually developers will just hop in and out of the game and to test it quickly and then to see if these platforms are of the right height and of the right properties as well. But for now, because of time, we will just quickly skip over them. And well, these blocks don't actually do anything really interesting except from hovering in the sky. So there are a couple more interesting things we can do with Roblox Studio. That is the main thing, scripting. So scripting is basically a process where you give things life or you give things functions. So the way that we do scripting is very simple. We can just, well, let's say here, let's think about what we want to script first. These platforms are boring on its own, and maybe we can think about something like making this platform flash. I feel like that might be a very good idea. Right, so maybe I'll choose this one as a flashing platform. Maybe it will flash for like a second and it will disappear and reappear after a second once again. So how can we do this in Roblox Studio? In here, we can select this in our scene right in the middle. This is our scene, and we can hop over to our Explorer. You can see that this is also being highlighted because this is the address of our object in the scene, and then we can click on the add button right next to it. And then there's a new window popping up, and then let's add a script to it. All right, so now we have a script. It doesn't really do anything except from saying some bug checking thing called a hello world statement, but we don't really want that. If we're thinking about scripting or a flashing platform, let us just think about how we can approach this. In Roblox Studio, there's this thing called properties, and properties are very useful. Every object has properties, and this properties includes maybe the color of the block. I can just quickly hop over to this properties window and then I can change its color to red, let's say, because it sort of tells you that it's dangerous, I guess. Yes. All right, let's keep that red, and let us play around with this transparency a little bit too. So when it's at 1, it's transparent, and when it's at 0, that means it's solid. Pretty simple so far. And how we can interact with it is we can hop into script, and we can sort of already do things there. So the computer sort of reads your code here one by one, and the way that we approach a flashing platform is actually quite simple. We can just type in while true do, and then the things that happens here will happen perpetually. It will never stop, so we can repeat a lot of things in there. And then in there, we are going to, actually before that, we want to say that platform it's equal to our script dot parent. So this line is basically saying, okay, this is my script on the Explorer, and my parent up here is actually the platform. So I'm referring to the platform in our scene, of course. So we can just say platform dot transparency. So this is how you access is property. And then I can just sort of change the transparency to 1. That means it's completely invisible. And then I can also change another property of it called can collide. And this will disable its ability to collide with the player. That means it will completely disappear with its looks gone and its interactability gone. I will set that to false. And then I am going to wait for 1 second before this pops up again. And then I'm going to say transparency equals 0 to make it completely solid again so that people can see it. And also, I'm going to make the platform collidable. Can collide. There you go. And then I can make that true. And then I'm going to wait 1 second also. So this will loop back into the transparency and make it invisible once again. So with this script in our scene attached to this block, let us just go into the game and see the result. All right. So now this is a very easy game. Well, not as easy as I thought. I apparently put that block a little too far from me, but that's okay. We're not doing anything AAA right here. I'm not actually Nintendo myself. So we have a flashing platform. Seems to be working so far. So we will just call this our little game right here. Because of time, I don't really have time to actually make a full-fledged Mario, but that's okay. I am going to showcase a little more about Roblox Studio. The most powerful thing in Roblox Studio, in my opinion, is the live collaboration of any project. So let me just log into my another account. 1 second. All right, and I am going to log into the game there. I will just use another computer and sort of treat that computer as another developer friend of mine, and they want to collaborate with me onto making this mock-up Mario thing. And as you guys can see, probably not yet, but as you can see, there's sort of a name hovering in the sky here, and this is me controlling another computer. And I can just, from another computer, I can select this object and as you can see from my screen, it's yellow. That means it's selected by another person on my team. And then I'm moving that thing here. So this is real-time collaboration. And this is a very powerful tool for people. It's like Google Docs. But remember the time when you want to do a document in the olden days with Microsoft Documents? If you want to collaborate, there was basically no way except from sitting together, and that could have been really bad for game development because you don't want to be always sitting together and work on the same project. If you guys are not close enough to each other, then you can't work on the project. So this is not the case in Roblox Studio. You can just collaborate with another game developer millions of, well, not millions because that would be in Mars, but thousands of miles away, and it will be all in real time. Look at that. Excellent. So, and another thing before introduce to you to the most my favorite thing about Roblox Studio is the distribution system. So let's say I have this okay, let me just move that block back because it's clearly not working at that point. Okay, all right, so let's say I want to save my changes and just let my friends play it already because I am impatient. So I'll just go into File and then I'll go to publish to Roblox right here. It is literally just one button and, well, two buttons. I guess I did lie there. There you go. Now we have published our game onto Roblox Studio, well, onto Roblox platform. So what does that mean? It means that a lot of people or millions of other users will be able to see your game right now. What do I mean by that? Okay, so let's go on to Roblox. Hopefully everyone can see my web browser here. I'll just go into my own game here. And, well, there is, oops, okay, internet, come on. There we go. This is my game right here with the name very special something. And then I can just click on it and then my Roblox will just boot up from my screen and then I get to play it. But the most amazing thing is it is not just on PC or Macs or computers. It is actually on phones too. So with a click of a button, I have already uploaded my game onto the Roblox platform and other people will be able to play it within maybe 5 seconds wait time. And as I am talking right now, I am currently getting into the game on my phone. And let's see how long does it take for it to load into the game. And there we go. That was actually only maybe 20 seconds. And as you can see, I already can play what I have done. I am pretty bad at playing this reversely from me. So I hopefully everyone can see what's going on in here. All right. So at least our game is on there and my phone already has my game. There's no wires attached, not anything, with just the Roblox app on my phone. And all that, it's done with just a click of a button. So let me just wrap this little presentation up. I'm pretty sure if you guys want, I can go on all day, but we have a time limit here. But all this is just to sort of showcase how Roblox Studio can be a really good game development tool, and it is set up and prepared for our next decade of game development. Of all the talk about metaverse, and it is very flexible. It has a very easy to use interface where every button is very intuitive as well, and the collaboration part it's actually top in the industry. And we have a very easy learning curve as well. So anybody who has any interest in game development, I would strongly recommend you to test it out, try it out. It is completely free. You just need an account and you can hop on there. You can play other people's game as well. And you can monetize your game even when you want to go serious, really serious about it. So that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or you even want to hang out in Roblox Studio, then you can probably add me on Roblox Studio, of course, or even like donate me any assets in Roblox Studio. I would completely welcome that. But thank you everybody.